Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels has been named the 5th best quarterback in the National Football League by his NFL peers. That's execs, coaches, and players heading into the 2025 NFL season, right on the cusp of becoming a truly elite NFL quarterback, heading into just his second NFL season. And today, I'm going to be breaking down why I believe Jayden Daniels is already a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League and why the people in the NFL agree with me on that statement. But before we get into why Jayden's rookie season was so special and why he's going to be so good for this franchise moving forward, click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already, if you think Jayden Daniels is already a top 5 QB. All right, so let's get into the NFL's top 10 quarterback list. This comes from NFL execs, coaches, and players. Okay, so Patrick Mahomes was listed as the number 1 quarterback, followed by Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. Most people have those 4 guys as the truly elite tier, the top 4. But there's some debate as to who the number 5 guy is, and the NFL players, coaches, and execs say that Jayden Daniels is that next guy in line, followed by Matthew Stafford, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, and then Baker Mayfield rounding out the list at number 10. And the reason why the players, coaches, and execs feel this way is because of how special Jayden Daniels' rookie campaign was. Just the pure sheer numbers, unbelievable. Highest completion percentage for a rookie in NFL history was 69%. Over 4,400 total yards of offense allocated to Mr. Daniels. 31 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Really good numbers all across the board for the rookie QB. And then, when you look at the PFF grading, the people doing the grading there at Pro Football Focus who watched the film on him also ranked him 5th in the National Football League last year in their grading system with a 90.6. I believe it's the only time a rookie quarterback has ever had a grade of over 90. So that is, once again, making history for Jayden at the end of the 2024 campaign. And I think everybody that watched Jayden on film last year pretty much agreed. He is somebody that is doing a really, really good job finding the right man, staying poised under pressure, and I think that grade is reflective of what we saw from his film last season. And then you look at the things that were historically great for Jayden Daniels. His completion percentage and points per game as the quarterback of this team were the highest for a rookie in NFL history. The points per game for this offense last year was 28.5 when Jayden Daniels was when he starts and finishes a game, so that is all-time great. And these numbers are just stuff you don't see from rookie quarterbacks being that comfortable and that poised heading into the year, their first season, especially for a team like the Commanders who didn't have the best roster in the world. But Jayden's special sauce, and in my opinion, what makes him already a top 5 quarterback in the league is his poise under pressure and poise in the clutch. When the lights get brightest and the stage gets bigger, Jayden Daniels plays his best, okay? I really like this tweet from Warren Sharp, breaking down how historically great Jayden Daniels was in the clutch last year. Jayden Daniels had only 48 attempts when trailing in the 5 minutes of games. If we release the requirement to 40 attempts, Jayden Daniels ranks as the number 1 clutch quarterback out of 70 qualifying QBs in the last 5 years. That's not just rookie quarterbacks, guys. That is all quarterbacks in the last 5 years. Jayden Daniels was the most clutch, according to the numbers, of any quarterback in the last 5 years. So not only is he extremely talented with his ability to read defenses, with his arm talent, with his scrambling ability, all that different stuff, but he's also one of, if not the most clutch quarterback in the NFL already as a rookie. Then you take a look at how historically great the Commanders were last year at moving the chains. They had the 6th best third down percentage last year at 45.2, but where they really were special was that they had the highest 4th down conversion rate in the history of the National Football League last year with an 87% conversion rate. That is unheard of, guys, where almost 9 out of every 10 4th down attempts the Commanders are converting. This is why Dan Quinn has all the confidence in the world in this football team to go for it on 4th down, is because they always convert. And Jayden Daniels finds a freaking way to move those chains, which is one of the great things about Jayden Daniels as a player. And by the way, Jayden did all this, all right? He put up all this production. He did all these special things within a below-average offensive line, in my opinion. Of course, injuries to that unit all throughout the year. One legit impact impact receiver in Terry McLaurin, who is a legit weapon, don't get me wrong, but outside of him, there's some nice pieces, but not a legit impact guy outside of him. A middling running back support, Brian Robinson Jr. had a big stretch without a touchdown last year, famously, and Austin Eckler was on and off with injuries as well. They had a below-average defense with probably the worst cornerback room in the NFL, but despite all that, despite that adversity, Jayden Daniels had an all-time great rookie campaign, and he really carried that Washington team from the number 2 pick, where they selected him with that number 2 overall selection, to the NFC Championship game in just one season, and one of the greatest all-time turnarounds in the history of our league, okay? And the reason why they were able to do that, sure, Dan Quinn and his culture had a little bit to do with that. You know, Frankie Louvu and some of the additions made on defense had a little bit to do with that, but by far, the biggest reason for that is the Commanders had a superstar at quarterback last year in just his first season, and we've never seen this before. Plain and simply, guys, we've never seen a rookie have that much success with less help than what Jayden Daniels did in 2024. We've seen guys, you know, maybe win more games. Big Ben Roethlisberger, his rookie season, won 15 games as a starter, but he didn't put up the numbers that Jayden did. He had a great run game and a phenomenal defense with Bill Cowher as his head coach. Jayden Daniels didn't have any of that help, all right? And he, despite that, was able to lead the Commanders to the same spot the Steelers were able to go to that rookie season with Big Ben, which was a conference championship game. So Jayden Daniels, I think, unquestionably had the greatest rookie season in the history of our league. And coming up here, I'm going to tell you why I don't think he's done yet. I don't think it's going to be a CJ Stroud situation here. And I'm going to explain why I don't think Jayden Daniels is going to be on the decline and regress here in 2025. But before we get into that, let's have word from our sponsor today at Ridge. And guys, Ridge makes incredibly premium quality products. I have their wallet, which is super thin and super sleek, and they make it with really premium materials like titanium and others, aluminum as well. And what I love about the Ridge wallet, guys, is I can just put it right in my pocket. It's super thin and convenient. It's not really bulky like the leather wallet you probably have in your wallet right now. It creates a big bulge in your pants, and it just doesn't look very good when you're walking around. And you can also get Commanders themed Ridge products as well. And it's more than just the wallets, guys. They got key holders, they got rings, they got a bunch of different premium quality products in their lineup. And if you guys want to go check them out today for a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using our code CHAT at checkout. Just head on over to ridge.com and use code CHAT, and you're all set. Guys, what I really love about the Ridge wallet is that it carries all my cards, carries up to 12 cards, and it's super sleek, it's super thin, it just fits in my pocket. I don't have to worry about, carrying cash or anything like that. And, I think that with the branding stuff, no matter what you guys want, if you want to go with your baseball team, if you want to go with your college football team, if you want to go with the Commanders, you can get whatever color scheme that you want. I just went with the plain black one, and I absolutely love it. But again, for a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using code CHAT at checkout. Just head on over to ridge.com and use code CHAT, and you're all set. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. A big shout out to Ridge for sponsoring today's edition of the Commanders Report. So as I discussed before, our sponsor read today, guys, I don't think Jayden Daniels is going to regress this year, and I think that he's going to be just as good, if not better, heading into year 2 in this Cliff Kingsbury scheme. And really the person that people always point to is CJ Stroud. Oh, CJ Stroud had a great rookie season, and then, of course, he had that big step backwards in 2024, and we can take a look at his numbers. I actually thought CJ was a little bit overhyped. A lot of people had him in the top 10 of their quarterback lists after that first season, but he didn't really rank in the top 10 in any major category that you look at, except for yards per attempt. He was super efficient with 8.2 yards per attempt that season, but everything else is kind of in the mid-teens. It wasn't a bad season. He showed a lot of promise that first year. I'm not trying to say that he didn't, but he also held the ball for a long time. He had the 5th slowest average time to throw. His completion percentage over expectation was 22nd, so he wasn't necessarily the most accurate quarterback in the world. And Bobby Slowick, in that first season off of play action, was able to give him a lot of easy open reads that he took advantage of because he's got great arm talent. But then you look into 2024. Okay, our graphic says 2025, but it's actually 2024. There's only one area on all these 8 stats where he actually got better, which was turnover-worthy play percentage. But everything else, he went from middle of the pack in adjusted EPA per play to 31st 31st. Success rate, middle of the pack last year, goes to that to 34th. Completion percentage over expectation, 33rd in the league last year. And once again, you take a look at that average time to throw in the bottom right, and he's still the 5th slowest among quarterbacks at getting the football out, which led to more pressure and, of course, less results for the Houston Texans offense last year. So you take a look at the rookie stats between C.J. Stroud and Jayden Daniels, and Daniels clearly had the better season. Now, C.J., kind of stuck with him there in some of these areas. He had the slightly better passer rating, but when you account for Jayden's legs, he definitely had the better overall rookie season. He had the higher completion percentage, more total yards, more total touchdowns. And even though Stroud did have a very promising rookie season like we talked about, Jayden's was undeniably better. And then you take a look at where they ranked in the rookie stats there. Like Jayden, once again, everything is higher than what C.J. Stroud was able to do last year. And the big difference for me was that turnover-worthy play percentage. Jayden Daniels was second in the NFL last year in turnover-worthy play percentage. So not only was he making all these big plays, but he was protecting the football at a league-high rate. And then his average time to throw, whereas C.J. Stroud is the 5th slowest at 41st, Jayden Daniels is one of the best at getting the ball out fast. He has an incredible mental processor. He was top 5 in the league last year at getting the ball out on time. So Daniels' game, in my opinion, guys, is so much more translatable to second-year success than Stroud's is, all right? Jayden Daniels, not only is he fantastic from within structure and gets the ball out faster than C.J. Stroud does, not only does he have great arm talent and accuracy to be able to have great numbers from within structure, but then also he's great at scrambling outside the pocket, and he's great at, throwing the ball on the run and doing all those things, being a playmaker with his arm, but he's also all-time great and elite already with his legs scrambling. So, he does everything, and I keep hearing, now that they've got film on Jayden Daniels, he's not going to be as good in year 2. And it's I don't care how much film you're watching, man. When Jayden Daniels is running around that pitch, you're not going to be able to catch him. And, he is the complete package. And I think when it comes to comparing C.J. Stroud and Jayden Daniels, Daniels is by far the superior player heading into their second years. And if anything, I think Jayden's going to be more comfortable and be even more efficient than he was in 2024. Now, maybe those clutch numbers, maybe the 4th down conversion rate won't be 87%. That's kind of an outlier number. But the efficiency numbers and, some of the fadeaways that we saw Jayden Daniels throw short from time to time is an example. Maybe we see less of those. Cliff Kingsbury keeps talking about how more comfortable Jayden Daniels is in this offense this year, and he's adding not only Deebo Samuel, a fantastic gadget wide receiver that's led the league in yards after the catch per reception for the last 5 years, but he's also adding probably the best pass-protecting left tackle in football in Laramie Tunsil. So I just don't see any way that Jayden Daniels is going to regress this year. I think he's going to be just as good, and I think by the end of the season, we talked about that big 4 that people kind of consensus have with Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, and Burrow. I think at the end of the season, we're going to be talking about a top 5. So let me know down there in the comment section, what is the percent chance that Jayden Daniels wins NFL MVP this year? I think that he's got about as good of a shot as anybody else in the league. Put it on a scale of 0, meaning no chance he wins it this year, to 100, meaning it's in the bag. If he stays healthy, he's winning MVP. All right, that'll be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. We've got in-depth coverage on the Commanders every single day on this channel. So if you like nerdy videos like this one and you guys want nuanced Commanders content with a bunch of context, you can click that subscribe button right now. And until next time, guys, go raise some hail.